Evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Rich.
Hello. I can get my
Hello,
face on
everybody.
quick, but I have to switch over the microphones from the video to the microphone, so I can never go hello dead fast and join in on the race.
Like, random question: was it just me, or was the intro played at like 1.5 speed?
Oh, no idea. I don't. It always looks weird in the Hangout. Hopefully, it looked fine on YouTube.
The new thumbnail screen. I was like, "Oh, that looks good. I like the new thumbnail screen." We're being very professional this evening.
We're rocking and rolling tonight.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Ideal Home Show, episode 149.
Beautiful.
One away from the big 150. On tonight's show, we will be covering quite extensively the world's vaping news. We will be talking a little bit about squonking. Stay tuned for that. We've got Travava, we've got the Shredder, and if something occurs to me in the next hour or so, maybe a troll of the week as well.
Awesome.
So there we go. That's all stuff. We should say Rick's not here. He is poorly sick, kind of. He's got a really bad back, hasn't he? He's got sciatica.
Yeah, one of them back diseases. Yeah.
Yeah, so he can literally not sit in a chair for longer than 10 minutes right now. So we send him our love.
We do, Rick. We do. He can't sit. He can't stand. Can't really lie. He's like totally buggered, isn't he? He's totally buggered, poor fella.
I think we should still have him on the show, just lying on the floor. Have a camera, suspended above him.
If you see this, Rick, get well soon.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
He's not a happy camper right now.
No, get well soon, Rick.
So yeah, get well soon, mate. Obviously, John is at. Is it Pontins or Butlins?
Pontins, I think. Yeah, Pontins.
Yeah, Pontins. Yeah. Why did he get a plane to Pontins?
He's posh, isn't he?
He is posh. That's right. Yeah, but as a nervous flyer, I'd have just driven up. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah, so he's obviously everybody knows because he seems to be on social media more when he's on holiday than when he's not.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, I'm seeing more of John than I've ever seen of John.
How Shelley hasn't smashed that phone to pieces at this point, I have no idea.
If that was me on holiday, Natalie would have thrown my phone into the ocean.
I literally wouldn't still be on holiday if it was me. I'd be in some sort of Japanese hospital.
Or possibly on holiday just by yourself.
Yeah. And it's really hard to pedal a pedalo just by yourself. Like,
isn't it?
It's fine around a little lake or something, but on the sea where you've got your tides, you've got your waves, and it's just you pedaling.
It's just you pedaling around in a circle.
Yeah, and every time you go down the slide, you don't know if the boat's still going to be there when you bob back up.
And not just that. I mean, who would hold his bag? You need somebody to hold your bag when you go on the rides and stuff, don't you? Has Pontin's got rides? I think they probably have.
Yeah, that's probably the sort of ride you can take your bag on. But there we go. So John obviously is on his holidays. Rick is not so well. But we're here. No original cast members on the show tonight. I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
You're the new breed. And that's hence
Gen
the name of the show, Hangin' Tough. John thought of this because John, he's a big New Kids on the Block fan. You probably don't know this, but he's a big New Kids on the Block. It was just railing off the names and chat and stuff, wasn't it? It was good to see him reminiscing about New Kids on the Block. He
pretended his sister liked it.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, so Hangin' Tough is that's apparently an album. I'm saying apparently an album. I know fine. Well, it's an album. Because when I was at school, I purchased that album to try and impress some girls, and it didn't work, and I am a loser.
Yeah, excellent. So that's all that stuff. We do have. Let me just pull this up. We do have one apology as well from the audience. Let's see if we can find that. Reese cannot be with us, sends his apologies. Reese and Lisa have gone to watch is this Harry Potter the play?
I think it's a play.
Is that I'm jumping to a conclusion, but I think Harry Potter's now a play, isn't it? I think they've gone to see the play.
That installation would be a little bit hardcore for a movie.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. So Reese can't be with us, unfortunately. So there we go. And I haven't had any other official apologies, so everyone else should be here watching. So there we go. Let's get on with it. So, Brad, how's your week been? What did you have for lunch? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? And if you had been a German around the beginning of the Second World War, would you have stood up to the Nazi regime and said, "Look, this isn't right. I'm not happy about this," or would you have just, or would you have just gone along with it? You know, sort of like just kept your head down, doing what you're told.
I'm going to answer that question straight away. I'm not going to leave that alone.
Go for it.
Do you see the size of this nose? If I had been around back then, I would have been hunted.
You'd have seen the iceberg and legged it.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a long track record of running away from countries. Australia, South Africa. I don't like what my government's doing. I leave.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I didn't like Julia Gillard. Go back to Africa. I don't like whoever's there. Come here.
Okay, go
and as
with the rest.
Boris becomes president, I'm probably going to go to Canada.
What? Be the making of this country.
Okay, I'm going to go backwards. I had a pretty good weekend, actually. Not weekend, week. The weekend is still approaching. It is October, and myself and the family are doing Sober October, and it's day 4, and it's hard. There's beer in the fridge, and it's calling me, and I'm sitting here drinking apple and mango juice.
Just throw that beer away or drink it. That is not. It's not going to end well. That sat in your fridge all month.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy. I mean, it shows willpower, but it's not healthy.
I'll at midnight on whatever the last day of October is, the 30th or the 31st, I'm going to sit on the floor in front of my fridge and drink all the beer. So I basically counteract all my positive vibes.
I'm not sure about it. You know, I always used to be, before all these trends and these schemes, used to always be January. January used to be the month of.
I thought so as well.
Giving stuff up, didn't it?
Well, I'm quite glad that it's not January anymore, because that's my birthday month, and I hated being sober for my birthday, because I was always fine till my birthday, then I'd get wrecked.
No, I think they still want you to stop sober in January. You got to stop sober in January and then stop October, because it sounds a little bit like October, but then there'll be stop July and no beer in April month, and if you're going to lay down to these regimes, then they're going to have you. I mean, you see, you've run away from various countries. Run away from this too, Brad. Get a beer right now. Drink it.
I drink more. I drink more in this time.
2025, they're going to say it's dry 26. You're going to be dry for the whole year.
I'm thinking about starting smoking. That'll teach him.
How very hipster of you.
Don't tell me what to do in October.
You could be hipster though, because you'd have to grow a beard.
Yeah, I don't have the face for it.
No, I'm sure we can get a clip-on beard for you. Anyway, let's carry on. I'm vaping on Old Faithful as always. Nothing has actually taken this out of my hand in a while. So fluid, baby Ness, and I am. Where are you? Raspberry tea.
It's on the tea, man.
The tea. Still loving it.
Beautiful.
I'm going to.
What did you have for lunch?
Oh, lunch.
Wasn't that long ago.
What did I have for lunch? Oh, yeah, no, lunch was super unhealthy. I found these enormous, like, Spanish pork sausages. They're probably the kind of thing that you're supposed to slice up and put in your meal. nice fat sausage, super greasy, and I had made 2 hot dogs with them. With every single bite, I could feel my heart slowing down.
Just sort of like tensing up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no more, please.
Was that not sickly though, Brad? Like you have a small, like a chorizo sort of thing.
Yeah, like basically a chorizo hot dog.
Bloody hell!
I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
Well, if I don't die of a heart attack by the morning, I'll do it again. It was very nice.
Give that man a beer for God's sake. He's gone crazy.
See, now I can't have the beer, because if I have the beer on top of it, then I will have a heart attack. Right, I'm going to throw this at James.
Good evening.
How's your week been, mate? What you vaping on? What did you have for tea? Tea, and I quite fancy asking chat, because every week I've asked chat for a question. I've asked for John, I've asked for Rick. So now I'm going to ask chat for a question that they want me to ask James. So you answer those while chat catches up and starts throwing questions at us.
Okay, don't be mean, chat. Okay, thanks very much, Brad. Thanks very much. I've had a really good week. I've had a vape-tastic week. I've been organising the Nev meet, which is on Saturday. I've been like just kind of pimping that a little bit here and there. I have been on. I was on Vape Talk UK on Tuesday with Mark Dolan and Chandler and Cass, and that was loads of fun. Very similar to this sort of thing, but they've got kind of this cool software that puts you all in the corners, and it's like you all get a quarter of the screen each, and it's like being on internet celebrity squares or something like that. It's really good. I quite liked it. And then when you talk, you kind of you're in your little corner, and then you get zoomed in the middle, and that was pretty cool. I quite like that.
Okay, that does sound good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So that was fun. Like the chaps from Vape Talk are all absolutely splendid. So that was it was really good. I was welcomed with open arms, as they say. Saturday, I was on the Vaguely Vaping related podcast with Chandler. No Jimmy, unfortunately. Jimmy, we got called away. So it was me and Chandler on the Vaguely Vaping related podcast, and that again was dead fun. Chandler's, who was also on the Vape Talk UK show, was very amiable, and we're chatting about all sorts of things. It is very. I mean, it's a bit like this. It's a bit like this. It's vaguely vaping related. It would have been nice if Jimmy had been there, but it was tremendous fun. So it's been vapey. I've been super duper vapey all week.
That is a busy week, isn't it?
In it.
So how can people find those things? So there's Vape Talk UK is on the YouTubes, isn't it? You just put in Vape Talk UK.
Absolutely, it's dead easy to find. I found it dead easy.
Vaguely vaping related podcast
is on. I think it's available download on iTunes.
However you get your podcast.
SoundCloud, and a few other custy things. I don't know. I went to Sound. I listened to it on. I didn't listen to my episode on SoundCloud. I haven't listened to that, but I listened to previous episodes on SoundCloud, and they're available to download right now. And it would say loads and loads of fun. So that was good. So yeah, that's my week basically. It's been a very very vapey week. Very very vapey week. Actually, for the Nev meet, I designed a little bit of a poster. We had a I don't know what the proper name is. You know, the big standy up 2 meter high roller blind poster things. Have you seen these at various events and that sort of thing? We had one of them designed. Well, I designed and got one of them made up, and that arrived the other day on Wednesday, and that was awesome. So I've got this poster to take around.
So where are you going to put that?
In the doorway. I don't know, I've got no idea. It's only about, I think it's 80 centimeters wide. So I'm doing this. Look at that. I'm on the telly. Look at that. So if you've got an 80 centimeter wide television, that's how wide it is. But it's 2 meters tall. and it looks super duper cool. It's like it's super pro. It was pretty cheap as well. Anyway, I'm just waffling now.
Where can people find out more about that?
On the internet.
There's a Facebook group, right?
For Nev, yeah. Facebook / the Northeast Vapors / we'll get you to the Northeast Vapors site, and on there the pinned post has actually got all the information on the meet is on Saturday. It's between 7. It starts at 7 in the evening, runs through till 12 o'clock at night. There's going to be a raffle. There's going to be discounted juice from local juice makers, including myself. There is going to be lots of beer. There's going to be vaping crack. There's tons of people. The brew dogs coming up, as is Nigel Moxon, Chris Scott McKenzie, and other people. Loads of cool people. I was like, really? I was like, I can't believe it. It's going to be amazing.
I can't believe brew dogs going.
It's going to be a really, really good night, I think. It's going to be and I think a few of us are going to meet earlier on and have a few drinks and maybe a little bit of something to eat. And if you're coming up, just pop us a PM and we'll sort something out for that if you'd like. If you'd like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's me vaping week. What am I vaping on? Let's stick with the vaping. I am vaping on Infinity Mods RS356. And in there is Tobacco Crunch, as usual, with a Viper V2 on top and a hybrid mini whistle on top of that. It's a little bit injured with poor Infinity Mods. The spring has kind of popped out and I've just kind of popped it back in again. And hopefully it won't explode. I had a little bit of a poll on our group, and 100% of the people who voted decided that it would definitely explode. That was you, Brad.
That was me. I was the only one who cared.
Yeah. Poor. I mean, I asked Rick because Rick, he obviously knows about stuff. But he's so poorly, he hasn't even been on Tinnet. So that's my usual there. I am also vaping on an SVA Slim. This is what's got my little sticker on there. SVA Slim, again with a Viper on top and a mini whistle on there. And in there is a new regular to my rotation. I can see this just being, I'm going to always vape this basically. Dandelion and Burdock by Jeffrey. Oh, I've got a t-shirt, look. By Jeffrey's Vintage Vape. And it is beautiful. Excuse me, one second. I got a bit of a poorly cough.
Yeah. Okay. That's by Thingy, isn't it?
That's by Mark Dolan, by Jeffrey's Vintage Vape. Mark Dolan, I've got a little bit of a man crush on Mark Dolan at the minute. I've been speaking to him quite a bit, excuse me, over the last few days, week or so. And he's such a lovely, lovely fella. Yeah. Really lovely fella. And he's on Vape Talk UK. And
quite intensely sexual, isn't he?
He's got smouldering eyes, absolutely smouldering eyes.
Yeah. There's a hole through you.
Lovely, lovely man. Excuse me. And finally, another one from Jeffrey's Vintage Vape, which is cream soda, and that is on the Key O from Chris Scott McKenzie. And on the Key O is a new little atomizer I got this week, which is the Order 16, which is it's an old one, but it's a new one to me. I always kind of had a little bit of Pardon?
How are you enjoying that one?
I am enjoying it tremendously. I had a little bit of a bee in me bonnet about orders, to be honest with you. And I kind of avoided their products for quite a while. I don't know. I thought the ORT was very similar to a couple of other things. I thought it was kind of heavily influenced. Then they brought out the whistle tips, which were very similar to Hellfire's whistle tips, which I always use. And like I say, I had a little bit of a bee in me bonnet about them, but I'm getting over it. I'm being a grown up about it, and so I've got the Order 16. The tolerances are great. The deck is tiny. The deck is absolutely tiny. I mean, I've got the Hellfire Viper X, which is also a 16mm, and the deck is small, and that because of the way that the post, the airflow comes through a post there. I think you can hopefully see that.
Yeah.
It minimises the deck even more. It's dead easy to build on, and it looks pretty good. I like it a lot. Don't get us wrong. The drip tip that comes with it, it's a big fat wide bore. I've got no idea why I thought a big fat wide bore would be good for that sort of atomizer. But I've got a whistle on there, and it's absolutely great. and I've got it closed down. I mean, that's where my airflow is at the minute. It's pretty much closed off entirely, and that's perfect. That's got, like I say, that's got cream soda in by Jeffrey's Vintage Vape again. So that's what I'm vaping on this week. Then 3 things. Liking them all a lot. What else?
Dinner?
For me tea, I had. It's going to sound odd. I had chicken sausages. I had roasted Mediterranean vegetables and a flatbread. Trying to get something sorted with a non-red meat, Mediterranean vegetables and a flatbread, and we're trying different things, and the chicken sausages were all right with that. It was quite tasty, kind of like sliced up. They were, I don't know. Trying to avoid too much.
Red meat Mediterranean. Surely you would either go for a peri-peri chicken or fish.
Well, here's the thing: we already have fish a couple of times a week. We have chicken a couple of times a week. I'm trying to bring something. We used to have so it was turkey based. So last week I made kind of turkey kofta sort of things, and I'm just trying every week. I'm trying something different, but always with these Mediterranean vegetables because they're delicious. So that's right for me tea.
What about a bit of lamb?
That's a bit of, yeah. Actually, I could try a little bit of lamb.
Make a note of that. I'll remind you in the week.
Yeah, remind us in the week. I love a bit of lamb. We don't have lamb very often. It's expensive lamb, isn't it?
Dear, isn't it? It's dear. It's not venison, but it is dear.
It is. It is. And what was the question again? It was a queer question.
I found a question from Mac. If you had a time machine, what year would you go to and why?
Then you could have asked that ages ago. I could have given that some real serious thought. Time machine. If I had a time machine, I think I'd use it for. I wouldn't go and try and kill Hitler or anything like that. None of that sort of malarkey. I would probably use it to go back and buy just really cool retro stuff. If I'm honest with you, I'd probably go back to the 60s and fill suitcase. I do Goodnight Sweetheart essentially. Yeah. That was what he did, wasn't it? In Goodnight Sweetheart, he went and he filled his antique shop with stuff from the war. I go and buy film and music and that kind of memorabilia, but I wouldn't open the shop. I would just fill shelves with it.
Fill your house with it.
Yeah, I'd buy really. I would. I'd probably be the best e-beer in the world. I'd go back to 66, something like that. Maybe it's a little bit later. Strello, maybe early 70s Strello, because that's when the stuff from the 60s and the 70s probably dead cheap, probably cheap as shit. Like all this rubbish here. I'm just getting rid of this. All free love, blah blah blah. And I could have made a killing. But like I said, not necessarily for financial gain, just to fill my house full of tack. Is that me done? I think that's me done. Yeah, that's me done. Rich.
What are you drinking?
Oh, well, drinking. Oh, I nearly forgot. Good job you reminded us there, because I'm drinking something extra special because John's not here. It's just pour the last of it in my glass there. I am drinking this. Check this out. I bought this especially because this has been kind of I noticed a few posts kind of trigger John, and this would just have the veins in John's temples just pulsating. This is like it's not Budweiser, it's like a snide of Budweiser that Aldi are now making, and it's called Brazier. American style premium lager. It probably hasn't been anywhere near America, but then again, I'm sure lots of Budweisers haven't. It's 4.5%, and it's pretty poor. But I'm drinking it. I bought 4 cans. I'm going to drink them all. Not this evening. I couldn't stomach more than one at a time. But it's not Budweiser. It's worse than Budweiser. It's cheaper than Budweiser. It's probably a little bit more fizzy than Budweiser, and it is awful. It's absolutely awful.
It's like having sex in a canoe.
It's certainly rocky. Yeah.
Fucking close to water.
Yeah, slurping it then. Okay, Rich, Thanks for reminding us there. I'm just is John in chat? Is he?
No, but you'll see it.
Just furious. I'm just expecting messages from him right now. I've got my ringer turned off just in case. Rich, how's your week been? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? What did you have for your lunch? We should have guessed what John had for his lunch. What did you have for your lunch? And if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
Okay. Also, because of John's absence, I'm on the Stella.
Yes, Stella.
Fuck you,
Are
John.
you going to rip your sleeves off?
I tell you what, I have got a T-shirt that I have designated for sleeve removal.
Oh.
So stay tuned for that. Not tonight, but stay tuned in general. Stella, fuck you, John. Up yours, John. With your IPAs. So there's that. For lunch, I had a ham and cheese sandwich.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. It's in a really big, I'm going to say BAP, just because I know we've got a global audience. I'm just going to say BAP, but it was actually in a tea cake. Yeah, so ham and cheese sandwich.
Neither of those words would appeal to a global audience. It was in a bread bowl.
Yeah, it's in a round piece of bread thing. Yeah. So there's that. Week's been rocky. MOT week, never fun. Tax disc. You don't get a disc anymore, but still tax disc update week and all that. But I got a fancy new phone at work, so that's cool.
It is. It's awesome. I love your new phone.
It's just an iPad with a telephone stuck to it. It's
amazing.
It's like the 1990s married.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I sent a picture to Mark Todd, and that's what he put up. He said, reminds me of this. And it was the 90s little screen phone thing. It's amazing. Yeah, it is. It's just I can see the sellotape connecting the handset to the tablet. But yeah, so that's cool. So it turned out nice, but yeah, a bit of a bumpy week. So that was that. The question, fruit, I would be a lychee.
Oh, continental.
Lychee, nice.
Yeah, because they float.
Do they? I wouldn't.
They do, but they do float. And that's why, because I also float. And you wouldn't think so to look at me. But I do. So that's why I'd have that. Is that all the stuff? Do I just do the vaping bit now? Yeah.
Yeah, do the vaping bit.
Okay.
Let's be a vaping show.
Yes. Okay. So the Rage with the Crichton. And in here I have Chow from Vulcan Bros. I also have my Basium with my D Pro on top, and in here I've got Soda Pop.
Nice.
Soda Pop. 33 watts D Pro Soda Pop is just perfect. Really nice. Really sweet. I think it sweetens over time. Is that fair to say? I don't know. For me, it has anyway.
Some might say that. Some might say that.
Yeah, some might say that, and I have. The Maximus and the Saver, and inside here I have Merlin from Vaping King Merlin in the Saver on the Maximus. There we go. So that is me. James, are you all right to kick us off with a news item?
Yes, yes, I am indeed. Let's.
We'll just flip the first two, just so we're not all. Yeah, so it's your first piece of news, please.
Okay, Okay, so my first piece of news. I've got picks for this. It's not really news. This is a little vaping story sort of thing that kind of went on this week on the Facebook. On the Facebook, I'm part of a group called Vintage Vaping. Now, Vintage Vaping, it's not strictly vintage as in the traditional sense of the word vintage, because vintage vaping basically anything that's just a few years old is now vintage vape, because you know how quickly things are moving on. So it's all tubes and it's gennies and that sort of thing. And it's what we're now classing as classic or vintage gear. And a chap on there posted something up at the start of the week, which was a bit of a bargain, or what he saw to be a bit of a bargain. And it was an old school mech, a Chi-Yu from Style and Mojo. I don't know whether you remember these. These mechs were quite big 4 or 5 years ago. And it was on eBay, being sold by eBay's UK e-cig stores version of eBay. Their eBay account sort of thing, and it was $12.99 for a Chi-Yu. And when these first came out, they were about $149, something like that, 130 quid, something like that.
I had the 14500 version. That was about 95 quid.
I did. I had the teeny tiny version. This was the full size 18650 version. Well, that was the thing. This is the thing with the story. So anyway, he posted this up, and $12.99. And $12.99, it's a tenth of the price. And you know, at the minute, mechs are back in fashion.
Tell me when to put the pics up.
I mean, you can put the ABA pick up there if you've got it. Yeah, here it says. This is the pick from ABA. So $12.99. Chi-Yu. Now, and this is where it starts getting a little bit dodgy. So it says UK e-cig store. Now they're a big shop. They're a big, they're a big output. They've been on the go quite a long time. They have had a little bit of a rocky reputation with certain vapors, certainly in the high end scene. I know they weren't very well accepted when they tried to flip Vicious and Variant on eBay. They put it up for sale. I don't know if you remember these. These were they looked a lot like a big fat iPhone. Very fashionable a few years ago. I mean, they were.
Yeah, they were also the first store in the UK to sell my clones.
Yeah, they flipped it, that variant, basically.
Yeah,
they had one left in stock, and it got really rare, and so they, instead of just selling it in the shop, they put it on eBay.
They did. That's exactly what they did. Now you're saying that they sold your clones. They are stating that they've never ever sold clones. Now, with regards to clones, there was a thing about 3 years ago where they apparently inadvertently sold a lot of Sony VTC5s.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that as well.
By mistake, and there was a lot of hoo-ha about that. People had to make claims via PayPal. I don't think they handled it particularly well at the time. I don't know whether that was all sorted out, but I don't think they handled it particularly well at the time. So anyway, this is UK e-cig store. This is their eBay account, and what you've got here is you've got Chi-Yu style mechanical 18350, 18500, 18650 battery mod clearance beginners mods, and then you've got a photo of two mods. One of them is some sort of brass. I mean, it's not. It won't be brass. That top one there, I don't know what that is. I remember seeing them vaguely. They're a Chinese-made job, and then below that you've got a picture of a Chi-Yu. However, can you put the next pic on where it's just the actual photos?
Yeah.
Lovely. Now, I don't know if you can see this. This is because there was loads of facets to this story. This is why it was such a it was so interesting to us. Now, I don't know if you can see. There's a little stamp along the bottom of that mod. If you go up a little bit, and you see there it says Vivid Smoke. Now, Vivid Smoke, they sell a Chi-Yu style mod. That's there. They're beautiful, beautiful. They sell a Chi-Yu style mod. In fact, I might even have that. Did I put that picture up as well? Did I, Rich? There, it's there, available on, and that's the very picture. I've got it zoomed in on the actual on the watermark. So what they've done is they've took this picture of a clone. This is the H Cigar Chi-Yu clone, and they've like photoshopped it into their picture. It's all very, very weird. It's all very, very weird. So they've advertised this on eBay. He's posted on there. He's been talking to pieces on this vintage vaping Facebook page. People go, no, it's not original. It's when it says style mail's clone, blah blah blah. He's like, well, UK E6 store have never sold clones, blah blah blah. And I went back and forth, and there was loads of people chipping in, and you can see the reason why. You can see the reason why, because there's loads of evidence to see here that this is probably not going to be the genuine article. So we contact the UK E6 store, speaks to the fellow who runs the page. He gives them an assurance that it is genuine, that they've never sold clones in the past, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, excuse me, a few people order them. Yesterday, they all get their orders cancelled. Nobody gets them apart from this dude. And he's arrived today. And I've got a picture of what he got. And this is what he got. The Chi-Yu arrived. It wasn't the mod pictured.
Really?
It was a Chi-Yu. It was the Sleek. This is the 14500 version. It is a genuine Chi-Yu by the looks of it. I mean, look at the packaging. It looks.
Yeah, that's what I had. The Sleek.
Excuse me. He got a bargain.
He did.
Yeah.
And that will be legit, because they did sell the legit Sleek.
They did. They were the UK output for the UK vendor for Chi-Yu, and he managed to get one, and he got a bargain. Nobody else got them by the looks of it. I don't know what the crap was. UK E6 store cancelled everybody else's orders and sent out this item. It's such a crazy story. It was a happy ending for him. Nobody else got them, like I say. But
so was he happy with the Sleek then, and not the?
Well, as it happens,
the one he wanted.
He had a Keyphone 2.1, which he's going to put on there, and it's going to match that Keyphone 2.1 perfectly. It's going to be a brilliant little setup.
That's the exact setup I had like 4 years ago. That was great. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So that was $12.99, and this played out over the course of 5 or 6 days, and it was dead interesting to kind of read everybody's responses and see him doing the research. And I've not named him. I'm not sure he's named on the actual things. But if you want to look at vintage vaping on Facebook, we'll get you the threads. And I need to go and get a beer. Excuse me one second.
All right. No worries.
Over to you, Rich.
Right. Okay. So I did a thing last week. Sorry we weren't here last week. Apologies for that. But a week off was very, very useful, actually. A week off to recover and recharge was really good. But sorry we weren't here. But while we were off, we did several interesting threads on the old Facebook group. Some went down better than others. But one of the ones I did was vaping facts. Let's see if I can find the pics. Okay, so we did vaping facts. Here was the thread. Fun Fact Thursday, people. Give us your best vaping facts. Not everyone got it straight away. Bert Fenton, pound for pound, there's more sugar in a lemon than a strawberry. Look it up when you get home. He comes back again with a cow has 4 stomachs. So yeah, it wasn't immediately understood the vaping angle to it, but it did get better. Not straight away, but it did get better. We had Bezzy crisps always go out of date on a Saturday. Now that's not a vaping fact, but that's amazing. That's a proper good fact, and apparently it's true. So they're always, the dates they use are always Saturdays. Amazing.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Mihal, which is Gary, which is Craig, if you're confused. James teaches geography, but he's totally incapable of remembering how to get back to his hotel. Jim Shorrock rules vaping. Everyone is merely a pretender to Jim's throne. One from John, our very own John. If the juice tastes like shit when it arrives, it's shit. Don't stick it in a cupboard for a month, bin it. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
I've had loads of juice that I didn't like at first. I've come back 2 months later and liked it.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of shake and vape.
I am as well. Maybe a great juice is always shake and vape, but there's still some hidden gems, I think. Ryandar, John Martin is canvassed in person and Richard on camera. that's fair, probably fair. Mark Todd is older than John Martin. I wouldn't have said that, would you?
No, that was shocking. That was more shocking than the crisps.
Yeah, the crisps and Mark were winning this. Sebastian, the vapor coming out of your face is not a cloud. It's vapor, not a fucking weather system. little bit of tension there.
You know, what I really like there in that one is the squarey mouthed motor cone in the middle of the F and the ing. That's very good. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
In the moment of passion. The 510 drip tip was invented on the 5th of October. The Evolve co-founder Brandon Ward is the brother of Shane Ward, winner of the second series of X Factor. One from James there. That's a little nugget.
Yeah, I had a list. It was all rubbish, absolute drivel.
Simon Sawyer's the Bull Heaney Shrewsbury does lovely fish and chips. James, you had fish and chips, didn't you?
I did when we the first time me and Simon stopped together at the Bull. We had fish and chips and it was delicious.
Oh, there you go. Then that is a fact. Gary, who's Craig, who's Mihal, has given away more mods than there is stars in the universe. That's probably true as well. Vape Fest is the best vape meet in the country ever. Yep, probably amongst us a lot, we'd agree. Frank is actually done. It's quite good. And Paul Hotchkiss owns loads of these green screwdrivers. So there we go.
But that's a blue screwdriver.
Yeah, weird. Weird. I think that's why it's funny. So I think the only fact you can really take that from that is Mark's older than John, which still don't believe to be true, and Crisp's got out a date on a Saturday. And thirdly, never ask our group for any kind of actual insight into anything. Other three things you can probably take from that.
What I can take from that is I'm going to go to the shop tomorrow and look at the expiry date of all the crisps.
I can't. I love it. I love that stuff.
Crazy.
Oh, the next one is Brad. It says Dual Raid.
Ooh, exciting news.
Let's see, where do I have Dual Raid? There we go. Shall I try screen share this?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know how the fuck to do this, so it's all gonna fuck up.
Oh, that's me.
Is that you? Whee! And there's James.
Hello.
Inception.
Present to everyone. Cool. Okay.
Oh, look at me. Ah!
There we go.
There we go. This was the news yesterday. FDA seizes documents from e-cigarette maker amid crackdown on flavored vapes. I think yesterday was the end of their 30 days that they were given, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
We need John here to verify whether this is the end of their 30 days or if this is just a warning that they've been given. But
in the end, didn't they literally raid them, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says the FDA seized more than 1,000 pages of documents during a surprise inspection at Juul Labs electronic cigarette factory in San Francisco.
What they were hoping, I think, is to find documentation that literally showed that Juul had thought about how to market to kids.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for, yeah.
It's exactly what they go on to say is further documentation related to Juul's sales and marketing practices is what they're looking for. It follows the agency's request for information which was issued to Juul Labs in April for the documents, which they failed to supply. So essentially they withheld documents from, how do I come back? Stop. No, damn it. Stop. Yay, I'm back.
He's back.
Wait.
They basically asked for these documents in April. Juul chose to withhold them. In October, I think it's found it really weird that it took them 6 months to raid them.
It's pretty amazing because it shows the, I don't want to say desperation, but the desire to catch the stigma brand in e-cigs. That if they had found something that suggested that Juul had meetings about how to market at school, at teens, they would have absolutely ripped the place in half. They would have that would have been such a big win for them, and that's why they went to such lengths to try and get that win, which was quite incredible, really.
Like if I was on the other side of the fence, surely I would have done that in April, because you've given them 6 months. I'm just a lonely man in a office, and I've got a shredder. How many Juuls have a shredder?
I tell you what, though, I think the other side of it is I'm not Juul's biggest fan, but I can guarantee they don't need to worry about teens and marketing to teens, and by making it so toxic, by making it so naughty, and the government mentioning Juul all the time, they're doing the marketing for them.
They really are.
You make it naughty, teens want it. You make it naughty, teens want it. And Juul are just doing so well, and they have such a massive adult populace of consumer base. That's the last thing they need to worry about. And as it stands right now, they are still a vaping company. I genuinely, hand on heart, don't feel any vaping company as deliberately marketed to vapers ever. I just think some have been really irresponsible with their marketing, but not with the intent to attract young people.
Yeah, I agree with you. Branding and the marketing has been a mistake by a lot of companies, but I don't believe it was intentionally done to target kids.
Yeah.
Kids haven't got money. You need to target people who've got money, and that is people who are 25 to 40 or whatever, or 22 to 30, or that them brackets there, not pocket money. I mean, you don't want to advert with Teddy Ruxpin and a Juul. They're not the people who have got the money to spend on these. So I know you go, well, you hook them in, blah blah blah, but it's not like that, is it? It's not. Yeah, I agree. Juice manufacturers have been very irresponsible in the past with some packaging and some labeling and that sort of thing. But like you say, probably not intentional. A lot of adults look at that sort of thing, and it's still attractive to them, and that's who they're marketing to. I don't know.
I'm really glad you've done that article, because there is actually breaking news in the Juul world as well today, and that's what I'm just going to very quickly cover now, if it lets me get out of this screen. Let's have a look. So CNBC reports Juul asks regulators to stop 18 companies from selling lookalike e-cigarettes, and this is literally today. This is broken in the news. Juul basically have filed papers to attempt to stop 18 other companies. Now that includes manufacturers and distros. 18 companies from selling lookalike versions of the Juul. So but I don't know I believe the Bow is one of the 18 companies. There's a couple of the bigger ones that you've heard of. They don't have a list on here. Someone did actually put one on Facebook, but I don't have it to hand. A lot of I think 7 of them were American distros that I didn't know of. But then there was I think there's about 5 actual very, very well-known popular pod systems that do admittedly look quite a lot like the Juul, and they've filed papers to have those to be stopped being sold in America, basically on the grounds that they infringe their copyright and infringe their IP. And interestingly, in the actual papers that they filed, the reason they're so keen for this to happen is because they have, as part of the FDA crackdown, they have put in motion, as part of the 60-day request from the FDA, ways to reduce teen e-cig use, and they can't prevent those other companies from continuing to promote teen use of the alternative Juul alikes, if you like. So so kind of working the system in their playing the system at its own game a little bit. So yeah, they've attempted to they attempted to remove all competition in their field. Really, really interesting move. Obviously, these things aren't clones. They aren't clones, but they do look like the Juul, and the Juul did come first.
But they're all very similar.
They say that the genius of their design, I think this is in the paperwork as well, the genius of their design is it's lighter than an iPhone, thinner than an iPhone, but doesn't look like an e-cigarette. And that was their design angle. And they say that these other ones, and it's probably not helpful to start listing off the actual ones that they've gone up against, but they're saying these other ones, and there are loads that are little square e-cigs now, the pods. They say that all those have mimicked that design intention. So, I mean, that's fascinating, because in the current climate where they are playing ball with the FDA in any way they can, they've almost got a case.
Yeah, they almost protect themselves by playing with the FDA, or playing along with the FDA, going along with what they want.
If they continue to go, oh, we'll jump over this hurdle for you, we'll do this for you, we're happy to work with you on this, we can provide consulting on that. They continue to do all those nice things for the FDA and anything they can do, and they also say, but all we ask in return is this. The FDA might actually go for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'll be really next couple of weeks. It'll be very interesting to see how that paper goes. So we will see. James, what you got?
Brad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've got dual news. It's not interesting, but this week Jennifer Lawrence was spotted vaping on a Juul outside of a famous restaurant somewhere in America. Celebrity dual news.
Which one's Jennifer Lawrence?
She was in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
No.
She's the blue one in X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen X-Men. See, James knows what type of movies I watch.
Go on, Brad. Give us some proper news.
Okay, cool. Now that I know how to do a screen share, start screen share. Present to everyone.
Yeah.
Labour, our favourite political party. This is the Australian Labour Party. The story isn't so much, or my view on the story isn't so much about what the Labour Party is doing, but more on what James and John and Rick and Richard and everyone has been saying will come to fruition. That eventually big tobacco will fight for vaping. And it's happened in Australia. Big tobacco has been trying to overturn the vaping ban in Australia. And the Labour Party has, let's read it here. Garden Australia revealed this week that Philip Morris International, the tobacco giant, is lobbying government MPs against Australia's effective ban on vaping as it seeks to grow sales of its e-cigarette products by 42% of global revenue by 2025. The company's lobbying has been hidden from the public because of Australia's weak lobbying oversight regime. That's quite boring. But I thought it was very interesting that.
So the Labour Party have officially come out in favour of vaping?
No, the Labour Party, they're the group that have banned vaping.
Oh. What's the headline again? Go up.
Yeah, I think the general gist is that
Labour denounces big tobacco's push to overturn Australia's vaping ban.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Big tobacco doesn't want it banned. Big tobacco wants the ban removed.
So Labour are currently in opposition in Australia.
Yeah.
Right. So they're just naturally opposed to everything.
Yeah, but also they put in the vaping ban. So they go on to say here somewhere something about the government can see through big tobacco's ploy to improve sales because that's all they really want. They don't care about the health of the individual, which I thought is, well, clearly the Labour Party hasn't read any of the health studies and impacts that have been done. And now I can't find it. I had it highlighted.
Yeah, I think the general gist, is that big tobacco are lobbying against the ban, which we like. We like that a lot, but it's crazy that we're now getting it into bed with.
Yeah. I found it here, James.
Oh, go.
It's big tobacco isn't moving into e-cigarettes because it cares about people's health. They're doing it because their existing customers keep dying from terrible smoking-related diseases. Big tobacco only cares about creating new markets and increasing their profits.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit no shit Sherlock, isn't it? It's kind of it's fairly obvious. It's all money making. But that's not to say that they're now on the right side of the fence with regards to this anyway.
It's this is what sort of me and John always said about the Juul, that they were in a perfect position and they were building and building and building themselves to be in a perfect position to be bought for crazy money by big tobacco.
Yeah.
But the thing that's happened in the last 5 months with Juul is their actual profits are at the point now where there's absolutely no reason to sell out to big tobacco.
Oh, it'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Their profits are like massive global conglomerate levels now. So they're actually, it's like full circle. They're too rich in their own right to now be bought. It's but it's good in a way though. It's good that Australia are still in those conversations.
Yeah.
Because at one point it looked like it was just going to be that's that, no turning back, didn't it?
But I think it'll always, regardless of what happens, there will always be pushback. But it's the public can only push back so far and so hard. And governments really love enjoy ignoring their people.
I love how in an article like that, there's never any science.
Yeah, no science whatsoever.
It's always conjecture.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm the same. I'm glad to see they're fighting for it. But like my feet start burning when I admit that I'm glad big tobacco is doing something for vaping, because vaping has been fighting it in Australia for 18 months and we haven't been able to achieve it. If
Absolutely.
big tobacco gets it right, do we still count that as a win?
I do.
Absolutely.
I do. Right. Who's next, James?
I've got one last little thing to discuss in the news before we want to kind of whatever it is we'll do next. This is I've got a photo of this. Rich, this is the Instagram hack.
Ooh. Okay.
This week.
Okay.
I don't know whether people have been
hacked.
Yeah.
Aha. Here we go.
So this happened on Tuesday. And it's I know I realise it's Thursday now. The Instagram page has now they've now taken control of the Instagram page again, and but it's kind of a bit of a warrant for people to kind of keep their eye out for the likes of Facebook pages and Facebook members who are high in the community. That's where it started for me. We're seeing the likes of Paolo and them sort of people hacked or copied, should I say, on Facebook, and then proffering themselves to direct sales to people who are from the group. So people are getting their accounts cloned on Facebook, but now this is an Instagram hack of the actual account taken over by probably by brute force. Like a password, like a brute force password hack. And this happened on Tuesday, and Haku Engineering posted up, we make Haku RDAs in Korea, and Stephen ordered 800 coloured RDAs and doesn't want to pay us. If anyone wants to buy, let us know. It would be $90. And a few people kind of trying to take them on the offer there, but one, that never happened. There was never any debt to the Korean manufacturers, and it was just basically it was kind of a phishing scam or whatever you want to call it. So it's just kind of a little bit of a warning to say, look, be careful. If it seems too good to be true, if it seems a little bit unbelievable, then question it a little bit. Go on the Facebook group, ask the people who you're friends with, whatever it may be, before you start handing over your PayPal funds to these people, because they'll undoubtedly ask you for friends and family payments, and that money will be gone. So that was it. That was just a quick thing there. Haku Engineering hacked on their Instagram. Most people who follow Haku on Facebook will probably already know about it. They'll probably already know about it if they're on Instagram. But just to be aware of these sort of things, you know what I mean? And that was just my last little bit of news there.
You had something on the Typhon.
Oh no! Yes. I've got a few bits of new gear.
Okay,
news.
cool. I'll do my new stuff then.
Okay then.
Well, while I was sharing my screen and stuff, I'll do some new stuff that I found. So firstly, Geek Vape have announced follow-up to the very, very popular Aegis mod. They're now doing an Aegis Mini, and it looks a bit like this. What they haven't put on their Insta yet is a side-by-side of the old one and the new one. I'd like to see how much smaller it is. But I know that was a really popular mod, so it'd be interesting to see.
It's a little bit taller than an 18650. But it's not an 18650. It's a built-in battery, isn't it? It's a built-in light.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I know the main thing was it was really tough. Is that right? They were really tough mods, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think you could kick them in the stairs. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out. I guess that'll be popular as well. They seem to be on a wave at the moment. Geek Vape. iJoy have announced this. Everyone seems to be doing one of these at the moment. Either a regulated tube or a tube alike. I've just reviewed the OBS Cube, which is very similar shape to this. But yeah, so iJoy have announced a regulated tube-esque thing, and that is what that looks like. Cool. Lastly, got a couple of pics of this Purge. This apparently is I don't know if it's called the side piece, but this is a dual battery mech that Purge are doing. Their tube mechs are super popular right now. Probably the hippest of the. They probably don't use that terminology in their marketing, and that's why they're so hip. But they seem to be one of the hippest tube makers, and they've announced this. A very interesting.
Have a great day.
Sorry, that was Alexa.
So yes, they've announced this. Another picture here. Yeah, Purge. I've got to assume it's called the side piece, which is obviously a gun reference. That's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Purge have got that coming out. That'll be around $1,000.
Crazy.
Can only assume at this point. So yeah, so that's some new stuff I've found. What new stuff have you found, James?
Well, if you'd like to just, I've got a plethora of pictures. If you want to just put a picture up, I'll talk about whatever you've got there, Rich.
Okay, cool. Someone present me, and I'll stick the first one up.
Okay,
so the first one. Oh, this looks called Day One. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Day One from Mission 15 or Mission XV or whatever it is. This is, well, you might have seen this on the group earlier in the week. This is Coil Vapes and Mission 15 collaboration. There's a brand new 22mm atomizer. It's been previewed, I think, this weekend in Paris. And we've got very little information. I think they're being very crafty, very, very crafty with regards to giving out actual pictures and that sort of thing because of previous cloning incidents, that sort of thing. But that's not a bad picture there. That's not a bad picture. This is probably about one of the best pictures we've got at the moment. And what you've got there is you've got what comes in the kit. You're getting the RDA, and you can see you've got a really nice tall beauty ring on there. That comes in the kit, I believe. So this is, like I say, this is from Mission 15, and it's a collaboration with Day One. With Coil Vapes, and it's called the Day One. We've got one more picture.
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
Let me just find one last check. Day one. Oh, sorry. There's a numbering issue. There we go.
There we go. So this is, I mean, this is a rendering. We can see the previous one wasn't. That's a prototype. They've gone to Paris. Going to be showing them off in Paris. And what you're getting there is you're getting a picture of the beauty ring. We haven't got any deck pics. There's no deck pics at the minute kicking about. I was really hoping to kind of catch some today. I mean, these are just a few hours old.
Yeah, it's a nice looking RDA. I'll give it that.
I mean, John's a big fan of the Karma. Loads. I mean, they sold loads of them Karmas. They were well renowned, aren't they?
It must be the same makers, I guess.
It is. It's excuse me. It's a collaboration between Karma, Mission 15, who made the Karma, and Coil Vapes, who make that one and this one and the other one and all them.
That's exciting. That's cool.
Next one. Okay, this was very little information again because them chaps at Limelight, they do like a drip feed you with information, but this is some pictures of the Pellucid.
Yeah.
What's it called? I think that's what it's called.
Pellucid? It's got a U in it.
Yeah, Pellucid. I think that's what it's called, the Pellucid, which is a 21,700 version of the freehand, I think, available in, I'm presuming quite a bit here in mine because there wasn't a massive amount of information on the actual, on the page. I think it's going to be a 21,700 version of the freehand, available in various plexis in lots of different colours. It's dead bonny. I mean, the freehand's been super duper popular with mech vapors and with lovers of switch fet or that sort of thing. And they also, along with this, announced that there will be at some point, but there's no information, a regulated version of the freehand. No, I think it's a super bonny mod. I lost me. A super bonny mod. I'd love to see a regulated version of it. It's really exciting. When I get some more information, I'll bring it to as soon as I possibly can.
I really like the look of that blue one. Looks absolutely stunning.
The machine, I mean, Freehand have got a really great name. Limelight have got a really great name. Freehand's got a great name. I know there was some issues with the switches. They've now brought the RAM module in and blah, blah, blah. That I mentioned this a month or so ago, which was the totally waterproof switch that they brought in. And yeah, that's exciting. I'm really, because I'm a regulated vapor, can't wait to see what the regulated version of the Freehand's going to look like. And what board and stuff they've got in there. It's exciting stuff in the vaping world.
Yeah, it's good to see Limelight just pushing on as well, ignoring that there may be a slowdown in these things or whatever.
Yeah,
pushing on regardless.
Always developing something. I mean, this week or last week or this week, the last couple of weeks, they've brought out their own bottles. They've announced this week. They're constantly innovating, bringing out new stuff. I love you, and their customer service is like legendary now, almost like legendary. The fix and replace free of charge and all this sort of stuff, and like I said, it's virtually legendary now. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Next one, what we got next? Oh, this is a little bit exciting. This is the Typhoon Wave. This is a BF 22mm RT from the Typhoon people. 22mm, it's 18mm high, single coil BF RDA with an, you can read it yourself, with an ultimate insulated chamber, new wide bore palm drip tip, adjustable dual flow airflow, we've got a few pics. There's not a lot of information kicking about. These pictures are kind of flying about the internet at the moment. I haven't got a price. I got no real information for you other than the deck design is the same GT4 sort of style. You can see there. You can, you've got the kind of the L-shaped posts. You can put your coil in either way. Here's the thing: it's a single coil RDA, but I know people that have had this issue in the past where some people wrap top over bottom clockwise, some people wrap bottom over top anti-clockwise, and that if you're buying coils, that can be an issue and that sort of thing. Looks as though you can put the coils in either way. There's probably going to be a way you can kind of double barrel this to put a couple of coils in there. I can't tell you what the insulator's a peak. It's 3 or 4 stainless steel. You're going to get. I mentioned the chamber is insulated with ultim, and
I think it'll come down to that airflow.
The airflow is 2 by 2 millimeters.
Just how it feels, though. Just how it feels. So the Saver RDA prototype had very similar airflow.
Yeah,
and
it did.
Yeah, it just felt a bit weird. But yeah, no, it looks great.
I mean, it looks as though it's totally coming from the bottom there. It's going to come up and it's going to hit them coils from the bottom, and then we'll see how it goes. It looks pretty funky at the minute. It looks pretty funky. I know that the GT4, the airflow on the GT4 was kind of angled the same way that the GR1 is angled up. They've obviously not gone for that in this. We know how airflow works. You know, it comes in there and it follows the path of least resistance. It's going to hit that coil beautifully. We'll see how it goes. I've not got any prices or anything like that. But that is exciting because, as far as I'm aware, that is the first skunkable Typhoon to hit the streets. Hit the streets.
Exciting. That is cool. That's very cool. Some good announcements this week.
Beautiful.
I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's Travava time.
Oh, we got a double Travava this week. This is 2 weeks worth of Travavas.
Oh my god! I wondered what had gone on.
We've got 41 Travavas, I think, this week. All varying quality, as they always are. Let's just whiz through them. We're at 14 minutes past 10. Let's just whiz through them. Let's see what.
All right, let's just do it. Okay, number 1, straight off the bat, Alex Brewdog.
From the Brewdog. This is maybe my favourite of the week. This is from Solo, I believe, and he's got a nice little 18350 there.
Yeah. What is it really? What was it really in the film? We'll never know, will we?
No idea.
It was the refined rocket fuel.
Ah. And who's that? And why is the guy from Rainbow behind him?
Oh, poor Jeffrey from Rainbow started this week, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, he wasn't the bear one, though, was he?
He wasn't the bear. No, he wasn't the bear.
Yeah. No, it's good to see that he got work after Rainbow.
It is. And still working now.
Because he could have very easily got typecast.
Have you seen the picture that's going around where there's the really badly taken care of chair that looks a little bit like Bungle?
Yeah, it looks a lot like Bungle.
It does look a lot like Bungle, doesn't it? It's very good. That made me laugh. I should have had that available. Okay, next one. That's from the Brewdog. Looking forward to see you at the weekend, Alex, in the old China. Next one.
Yeah, great one, that one. This one, is it
Austin?
Austin?
This is just awful, Austin.
What's going on here?
It says Jesus.
That's mad.
Yeah. It reminded him of vaping. It reminded him of safer vaping. Safer vapors, not safer vaping. Safer vapors, yeah.
Yeah, this one's Bob Clark.
This one I loved.
What's going on here then?
This to me is a trebler. This to me, it's a trebler.
Talk us through
One, it's Spiegler. Now, as a fan of the show, I'm a fan of the show. The old Spiegler glasses, you know, Rick uses them week in, week out, and that kind of reminds us of vaping. This here, you got the coil around the top, the glass coil around the top of the neck of the carafe, and then but it almost looks a little bit like a kind of a domed glass atomizer in itself with a little chamber in there. It's for me that's a tripler. That's speak loud, coil, atomizer, jobby.
Yeah, fair play. This is Albo, Colin Albins on this one.
We've had this before, but it's a good one. Call, I love you long time. I like it a lot. We include it. We've had it before. It looks a lot like an Atty.
Aye. Craig Nichols.
Well, this one here just excuse me, Wish just now reminds Craig of vaping because Jimmy Parker, who trawls through a Wish on a daily basis, I believe, looking for things that remind you of vaping.
He trolls through Wish and trolls us.
Yeah. He does. He does. So that reminded him of vaping. That reminded Craig of vaping. Next one.
He's really bald, isn't he, Jimmy? Have I said that on the show before? Yeah, really bald. Anyway, this is Dan Goodchild.
Yeah, not really suitable for
goalies.
Yeah.
Don't know where he's got that from. This is also Dan. This is entry 2.
And this looks a little bit like a pod. It could be like a big fat jewel.
Jewel have probably come after this today. So I guess that just looks like a jewel, and that's why that is that.
Yeah, that's why it's there. Next one.
Blitzy.
Oh, this is a good one. This handsome devil reminded him of John.
It's if John weighed the same as me. That's what
I make pies for lunch every day.
Yeah, that's John after he had his first starring role in a Hollywood film and then went into rehab. Dave Groves has been looking at the wrong end of a bus.
Yeah, 5'10",
5'10". Do you know what? I don't think anyone's done that before.
I'm not sure what they have. And you know what? These are my absolute favourites. They're not photos from the internet. They are genuine photos that people have taken. I love a try of Batava like that. Nice one, Dave.
This one is David Humphreys.
I'm not sure I got this one. The Hornet.
Art redid a vape that looked like a lighter, didn't they?
There was a zipper one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't look like that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
Does smoking remind you of vaping now?
I wasn't sure with the Hornet. Let's have a look. No, I kind of get it.
This one is the brilliant Derry Murphy. Say what you see. Fair play.
It's a. Let's see what's on his wish list now. What's he got on his wish list? Can we zoom in on his wish list?
Oh yeah, because we can. Let's all get Derry these books.
Books.
It's good. It's a good quality.
He's well read, isn't he?
Yeah, Terry Brooks, a couple of Terry Brooks, and he's after a drone by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm not stretching to a drone.
No, me neither.
Oh, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. But yeah, it's fair play though. It definitely looks like a coil.
No, you're doing brilliant.
This one's been done before, hasn't it?
It has, but again, it's from Derry, and like I say, these I'm a sucker for these. I'm a real sucker for these because it's a genuine photo. It's not something just from the internet. It's not even a screenshot. I mean, I like a screenshot.
I think he came late. To be fair, I don't think he saw the first 100 shows.
Well, he's done good, and it's a cracker. It's an absolute crack. I mean, it does look just like a tank.
Before deleting.
Well, he pulls it back with this one. Check this one out. Third entry from Derry.
Citrus Grove.
Oh, there we go.
And he said it was reaching, but it's got Grove on there, and he saw it, and it reminded him of
back in the game. And how many citrus vapes have we got at the moment? Do you know what I mean? And it looks like e-juice. It's a trebler.
Yeah, John's a bit of a fairy.
And no, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
This is a reach. This is a reach. You ready for this? Brace yourselves for reach.
I'm braced.
Giles Lawson. Bosh.
Charles.
If this was week 1 of Travavo.
Here's the thing. I don't think we've had this before, though. We have not just really gone, Them clouds don't have fucking remind me of vaping, mate.
Yeah, you're vaping too much every time you look
You
up.
know what it is? I looked at this, I was like, maybe there's something in the clouds. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it's not. It's just clouds, isn't it?
Top effort. I don't know who this one is, James, but I'm going to stick it up next.
This is G. Hanlon. I don't know who the person is. And I can only presume that the top she's wearing, or the dress or whatever she's wearing, reminded G of Fizz's artwork.
But we're not sure, are we?
But we're not sure. We need explanation sometimes. If it's a reach, explain what G, what is this?
Yeah, defend yourself.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll put it on the show and we'll go, we don't know what's going on, G.
Have we got a special jingle for the Jimmy Parker section?
We could do. You know what, Jimmy? We've only got a couple from Jimmy.
Yeah.
As we go through the G's.
This first one's not bad. This is Jimmy Parker anyway. Look at that.
This is because I messaged Jimmy in the week. There was an advertisement on Facebook for like a Wish-alike site. It wasn't Wish, but it was something a bit like Wish. And I downloaded it and I was like, Jimmy's gonna love this. It was full of Wish type items. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I sent him the link and within minutes he posted this on the group. Absolutely brilliant. Go on, Jim.
Epic. Also, Jimmy.
And this one's not bad either.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a pod system. I know. But the if you cut away the top three things and the thing down the side.
If I had to guess who put this one up, I would say Jimmy. But it's not bad.
It's not bad, is it?
And last one of Jimmy this week. This week's Jimmy's third entry. What's going on here?
What?
It looks like a natty stand.
Yeah.
Or a drip tip stand. It could be a drip tip stand.
Someone just drilled into a pebble. They have, haven't they?
I think so. I think so, because people who like arts and crafts will just drill into pebbles.
Wouldn't they just do their own if they like arts and crafts? You can source a pebble.
Yeah, they're available to buy on the internet.
Oh, well.
You can't just take one from a beach, so I don't think it's illegal to just take a pebble from a beach, mind.
It started so good, Jimmy.
Okay, come on, let's speed them up a little bit. Next one.
Right, here we go.
This is John Cullen.
I think it's meant to say MTL, isn't it? MTL.
It is MTL. Here's the thing, though. It's a little bit blurry. However, if you look at that, that's Los Santos Fire Department. That's a fictional fire department.
Oh.
That's from Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
So he's taken a photograph of his TV.
Paused his PlayStation.
Yeah, so it wasn't like that fire truck was up his arse and he's like, oh, quickly get a thing. He could have definitely gotten a better picture than that. However, would you like it?
It's raw. This is our very own.
Right, we're getting into John. Now, John, we've got loads from John this week. Loads from John. You know, he's been away from the show and he's done nothing but bombard us with poor quality tri-Batavars. Now, John, if anybody's watching here, if John ever says that your tri-Batavar is reaching, I want you to refer him back to episode 149 and say, John, you can't possibly judge me on the reachingness of my tri-Batavars. Because, let's just flick through these. He's got some cannolis. He's got a receipt from McDonald's that says 007 on it. What else has he got?
Yep. He's got this one.
He's got some graffiti because it reminded him of Rick. That's it. That's it. Remind him of Rick. Keep on. There's more. There's more.
There's more. It's coming. There we go.
There's a horse.
Is that horse wearing a tea cozy?
The horse has got the ears on that Paula wore at Vape Fest, and then he's got some cactus fruit, some prickly pears. John, you cannot ever tell anybody that they're reaching again. You've spoilt yourself this last fortnight. I realise you've probably been drunk the full time on the old Ponton's cider, but seriously, very good. Put them on the show though, John. Put them on the show. I know you're a big fan.
Back to normality.
Yes, please.
Catherine
Hunter. Yeah.
That's the Joytech logo, isn't it?
Apparently, it's very, very. I don't remember off the top of my head what it looks like, but yeah, very similar, isn't it?
James, hang on. Before you change this image, if you, oh my God, I literally just put my finger on a screen and pointed as if you could see me.
Yeah.
You need to see a therapist. If you imagine a thumb coming out the top towards the left, would that not be the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, it is. It's very similar, isn't it? Very similar. Yeah. Get me one of them cards, one of them Master cards.
Another one from Kev.
What's it all about? Looks like a record. This one's for you, Rich.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Uncle Ben's.
It's Uncle Ben's.
What's
Spider-Man there's going, oh no, Uncle Ben has died.
Why is he upset?
Because
I'd be elated if there was that much rice in my kitchen.
In Spider-Man, his uncle is Ben.
Oh, right.
And he dies.
And his Aunt May is left to look after.
Oh, that's the Uncle Ben's box rice. Oh, no, I'm not down for that. I thought it was the instant microwave rice. It's not. Oh, yeah, I'd be good. Who's this?
Who is this? This is from Kristen Holmes. ×1. It's a vapey thing. We all ×1. Don't worry. Look. This is Luke Sinclair, UKS number plate. It's a bit blurry. Next one.
That's original. Selby did this.
Oh yeah, the vape pit stop. But what is this stuff? What is this picture in the forecourt?
Next.
This is Martin Vickery. And a few. This was quite a popular little thread. Minded a few people of a few different things.
Yeah.
What it was basically the Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Do you all know why Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Next one is another number plate. John, this is from
that's pretty good because it's the whole number plate. Yeah, that was Foxy. We've got one from you, James.
Oh yeah, this is Frank's every sauce. Look at this, 16 sauces in one. Check that out. Can you imagine that? That must be awful.
Sawyer.
This is pretty good.
What is it? Go on, tell us.
Well, it looks a little bit like an atomizer. Look, you've got like a 510 on the left, and you've got like what looks a bit like an atomizer on its side.
Yeah, fair play.
Paul Hughes. It's not a head, right? This was the headline from this morning. Was it this morning?
Yeah.
This is Zoe Ballbag's breakfast show.
Oh yeah, ball bags. I get it.
Yeah, ball bags. It's a vaping term almost, isn't it?
I'm really pleased she got the gig. Actually.
Yeah, we all like Zoe, don't we?
I might listen now. Who's this one?
This is.
Oh, it's also by the same person as the ball bags. Paul Hughes.
Who did bottle bags? I've lost me. Paul Hughes. Yeah, Paul Hughes.
Stabilized hammer.
I think is it a gavel?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's a stab gavel for posh judges. This is from Rick. Get well soon, Rick.
On point cactus.
Cactus on point. Yeah, lovely.
On Hardin.
Looks a bit like a thing. It's got an air hole. Look, it could be a thing. It could be a drip tip and a thing. Look at that thing.
Definitely a thing. This one's also Maxi.
Hideous flow ring.
This is a good one though. Look at the strawberry
fields. Fair play. It's the Beatles that made that popular though, not the Juice line.
I mean, it was originally. This is Teodoro Saluzzi.
It's the Fox Inn at the Jam.
Yeah. And it reminds him of Evan.
Yeah, it would as well.
Of course it did. And the last one was Tom Beatty. And this is from the Moji website. came up with what are these things called where you've got to put in the text?
Trev Larkin's last with an absolute belter.
Oh, is he? Oh, I would.
Check this out.
Is that from Tom Beatty? Last one then.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Can you see it? Have you seen it yet? Live.
There it is. With an A. Don't spell my name with an A, please. But yeah, Blight with an A.
Those damn Yanks with their spellings. Yeah, so that was an epic Travava. Truly epic. How many was that? How many was that?
It was 2 weeks worth. It was 2 weeks worth.
Was that 40?
41.
And we didn't lose a single viewer.
That seems unlikely.
On our live, honestly, I can see on our live view stats. So there we go. That was a gripping 40-odd long Travava. Any other business, gentlemen?
It's shredding time.
It is shredding time.
Yes. Shredding time.
We need an official time slot for the shredder.
We do.
I think it should be bang on 10 o'clock.
One of these days I'll get an official time slot and a jingle, but I've been...
Oh, jingle. I'll do you a jingle, Brad.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Takes me about a minute to cue it up, though, so it loses all the spunk.
Anything that rips off Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and we're good.
Oh, my God. Got the juices flowing now.
We're...
Okay. The shredder. What's in the shredder this week, Brad?
So, this week we have rainbow. Anything rainbow. And I printed off a picture of a rainbow vibrator because, yes, that shit is available.
This was when we did the most useless things in vaping thread. This was a very popular entry.
Yeah. I detest anything rainbow. And then this one is special for what's happening in the popularist movement of late, the 18350.
This is controversial. We're going to have to throw it to chat on this one.
Yes, I thought we might throw that one to chat because, and I can bitch and moan about 18350s because I don't own an 18350 mod. And twice in one show, I'm making fun of John with this one. This is explaining salt versus oh, because that one went down so well.
I think we should literally ask chat which one should go in the shredder.
Oh, okay. That is good. I like that a lot.
Okay, right, chat, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay. Put in chat, iridescent mods or rainbow 18350s or Nick Salt versus free base debate.
We got two rainbows. We got an 18350.
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
I tell you what, when rainbow stuff comes in for review, it is very quick to go once it has been filmed.
I'm quite glad that I'm not alone in my hatred for rainbow.
I wonder what the sales figures are like because they keep making them.
There's a lot of idiots out there.
They keep. Is it maybe it's other parts of the world? You know
that
because Malaysian sales beat UK sales on vape gear.
But we do all know that we are not the target market for.
That is true, but
what hits the streets.
But even on the how do I put this nicely? Even on the lower end groups, on the less desirable vaping Facebook groups around the UK, you still don't see hand checks of rainbow RDAs and mechs. And
I've not seen rainbow in the flesh. Is rainbow always that? Does it cycle through the colours as you move it? Is it like?
No, it's not truly iridescent, is it? It's
I
just
don't know.
Rainbow coloured.
They just sprayed it.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it does look.
It does look like rainbow has won.
Rainbow has won. I'm quite pleased with that.
So the rainbow vibrator is going in the shredder. Can you see the shredder?
Oh yes.
You've got a good angle there, Brad, on that rainbow vibrator.
In it goes. Quite satisfying, isn't it? Do you know what I'm gonna? Do you know what else I need to do? I'm gonna do an album of all the things that have been shredded for the group. You know, like we've got the Hall of Fame, because it's kind of like a Hall of Shame.
Cool.
It is.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad we've put that one to bed.
Me too.
I'm glad it was fairly unanimous as well.
I will not miss Rainbow one bit. But also, you know, Jeffrey died this week. So it's a little bit sad.
It is officially the death of Rainbow.
It is. It is.
Yeah, we're not, and we should qualify. We're not talking about heat-treated vaping equipment. That's a whole different debate.
Oh yes.
Talking about Chinesium.
Yeah. So there we go. There we go. Is there officially any other business before we wrap up? There is not a troll of the week, haven't I, Joe?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. I think we're all doing. I think we're doing all right. Considering just us new kids on the block.
Yeah, just Gen 2 of the Ideal Home Show. I think we've done pretty well.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Should we illuminate people on next week? Next week is episode 150, and we like to mark an occasion on the show. Episode 100.
Let's not make any promises that we can't keep.
No, let's be insanely vague. But we did a very nice episode 100. If anyone remembers, we had a lot of guests from the vaping world. I believe we had Scott Bonner, Grim Green, Ruby, DJ LSB, Bogan. I believe we had those people on episode 100. So we are thinking about maybe doing something for episode 150, but no promises. But definitely tune in and see if we've bothered to do anything about it.
That's probably the crux of it. If we can be asked to sort something out, it will be awesome.
Yes.
The truth of it is, if we can sort it out 15 minutes before the show starts next week, we will.
Yeah. If things come together almost of their own volition, then it will be a very special show next week. So please do pop in for that.
Yeah. And if you're watching this evening's show and you're interested in sorting out something very special for episode 150, please drop us a line.
Yeah. If you have any ideas, or if you're available in person to attend, please do get in touch. Yeah, so do try and come and say hi next week, because 150 live shows, it's almost 3 years worth. Oh, actually, technically could be 3 years worth. So yeah, so that'll be cool. So yes, thank you. And Mooch just popped up in chat. Perfect timing, Mooch. We'll be in touch. But yes, thank you very much for your support this far. But yeah, it'd be great if you could come next week. Also, if you get a second, just very gently smash that like button. That one. Just smash that like button, so we like that. But other than that, I think we should just say bye. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the Ideal Home Show, and we'll see you next week.
Cheerio. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and